Thank you for purchasing our stain treatment kit. This video will talk you through the process, which is quite simple, of applying this kit to your pool. Since 2013, we've treated more than 10,000 pools with this product with great success. You'll find it pretty simple and easy to follow. It works on all pool surface types, so whether you have a fiberglass pool, a vinyl pool, a glass bead pool or a pebble pool, you'll get a great result using our product. It also works on all types of sanitation systems as well. So whether you have a magma pool, a saltwater pool, a copper and silver pool, or even just a standard liquid chlorine pool, you're totally fine to use it on those surfaces. It also has a shelf life of 4 years, so if something changes in your life and you can't use it for a period of time, that is totally fine. It'll work just fine when you use it at that term period of time. So basically, here's what we're going to do. It's really quite simple. Don't let the printed instructions overwhelm you. It's very straightforward. It basically steps you through the process of what you need to do. But essentially, we're going to balance the water, reduce the chlorine, pour in the liquid, sprinkle the powder, and brush the pool 4 hours later. That's basically how you do the treatment. So keep watching though, because we've got a few more things to talk about. So what we'll have you do now is, the first thing we want you to do is to test the water. To bring the pH down to 7.2, you'll use hydrochloric acid to reduce the pH, as you know. Just like normal, apply the acid to the pool as your pool shop and the instructions direct. And also, if your calcium hardness is over 600 parts per million, we do want you to reduce that. We have a page on our website that talks about how to do that. We will also have you vacuum some of the treatment that we apply to the pool today to waste, which means you will lose a little bit of water, and that will help reduce your calcium hardness as well. So don't get too stressed about that, but it's just something to keep in mind if you get to that point. Okay, so now we're there. We want you to adjust the free chlorine levels of your pool before you put the treatment in the pool. This is one of the most important things that you'll do, because free chlorine literally fights with our treatment. So basically what we want you to do is just adjust your saltwater chlorinator so that you have got the chlorine production down to 0. It will either be up and down arrows like this one has, or you will have a dial or other type of mechanism to reduce the chlorine output. So we're not turning the unit off, we are just reducing the chlorine output so that the unit, while it is running, is not producing chlorine. It may take anything up to 2 weeks for your chlorine to drop. People are very surprised how long it takes your chlorine to go from a normal level to 0. Even in summer, it can take a week or 2 for that to happen, so don't panic if it's taking a while to do that. Okay, so now that we're there, we may have mentioned to you to add extra acid to the pool before putting the stain kit in the pool. In the emails that we sent you with the invoice and our correspondence, down the bottom it will say, when your water is balanced, please add X amount of chlorine to the pool, of acid to the pool. Put that amount of acid into the pool after you've followed the steps that we've done beforehand. So we're going to start from balanced water, and then we're going to add the extra acid to the pool to deliberately lower the pH more than normal. This is part of the process and helps the product work better. So adding acid is important to do that. If we haven't mentioned this step to you, if there's been no mention in the email or our conversation about adding acid, skip this step. About half the pools that we treat don't need extra acid, so if this hasn't been mentioned, it's not a mistake. It is not needed in your case, so don't worry about that. So once we've added the acid, if we've needed to, then we will apply the 1 litre bottle of the stain prevention liquid. So just pour this into a bucket of water, stir it around and throw it in the pool with the pump running for about 5 minutes. Just have that mix into the pool and make sure it's fully diluted into the water. And that's all you really need to do with that. It's a very simple step. Then you'll notice that you'll have anything between 2 and 5 bags of powder. What we're going to have you do with that is just pop on some rubber gloves that came in the kit and sprinkle that powder over the surface of the water, just like you're fertilizing grass or feeding the chooks. Just sprinkle it around the pool, focusing on the areas where the stains are the worst. So if they're mainly in the deep end, use the majority of the product at the deep end and just a little bit in the shallow end. Most of it will dissolve quite quickly within a few minutes, but some residue will remain on the floor where the stains are to do that. If you mainly have stains on the walls, you can brush this powder around just a few minutes after it's applied to stir it up and to make sure that it's fully dissolved into the pool. But if most of your stains are on the floor, then just continue to do it this way. We just sprinkle it, leave it rest on the floor for around 4 hours. We want you to leave it there. Once you've applied the powder, let it sit, it'll settle on the bottom of the pool and rest and do its work on the stains. We have a picture of a heat pump here. If you have a solar system or a heat pump, we want you to turn that off so that it is not running during the time of the stain treatment until the pH of the water gets back to normal. That's a very important step. We don't want you to run your heat pump while you've got our product fully active in the pool until the water is back to balance again. We also want you to leave the pool uncovered for 2 weeks as well. So if you're using a pool cover, please don't cover the pool for the first 2 weeks after the treatment is added to make sure that you don't damage your pool cover. We never have damaged a pool cover, but we just do that as a precaution. And obviously, when you're adding the powder, just make sure that you're not there's no lumps or anything left at the bottom of the pool. You want a nice, even dusting over the surface of the pool when you're adding the powder. So, once you've done that, now we'll have you give the pool a good brush 4 hours later, like we mentioned, and then you'll restart your pump, running it back on its normal cycle. One of the most common questions we get is, should I run my pump constantly when I turn it back on again? You do not need to do that. It will not help. This is a chemical reaction that is happening. It's not a mechanical action. So running your pump constantly will make no difference. So if before you put our treatment in the pool, you're running your pool at say 6 or 8 hours a day, you're running the pump for, then just continue to run it at that time. You do not need to run it constantly to get the best result. If you have a robotic cleaner or an older style suction cleaner, these can go back into the pool. The robotic ones, the ones that use electricity to run, have electronics in them, so we don't want those to go back into the pool until the water pH is back to 7.4, which will generally take about a week. If you have a suction cleaner that uses a hose that runs to the skimmer box, then you can put that in after 24 hours. Because they don't have any electronic components, they will not be affected by our treatment at all. In fact, the treatment will clean the pool cleaner, ironically. So that is not a problem to put that one back in. Okay, so now you've put the kit in the pool. Congratulations, it's all done. This is exactly what our technicians would do if they were on site. It's a pretty simple process. We now have another video. If you just navigate back to the videos tab, we have another video now showing you what to do after the stain treatment has been added to the pool. We hope you found this helpful, and good luck.